First of all, tell me about Karen. Who was Karen?
Karen was, like I say, Karen and I had a 43-year love affair. We met in high school. We were high school sweethearts and have 2 children, 3 grandchildren. In 2011, she was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. I didn't know what it was. We left the doctor's office and she looked at me square in the eyes and she said, "I got a year to live." She was diagnosed with stage 3, which for ovarian cancer is a late stage. There's no cure currently for ovarian cancer. So she was treated from 2011, and I lost her in 2016. But while we went to the Mayo Clinic to have all of her treatments, her surgery, and every reoccurrence. We were at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. We realized that very little research is being done for ovarian cancer. The 2 main chemos that they use, one was developed and are patented by FDA in 1987, the other one in 1990. So, you know, they're 30 years plus, and which is light years when it comes to medical stuff today. So we started when we came back in 2012. We knew there had to be something, and so we started raising money for ovarian cancer research. And our fund is, we call it just for research, and we call it Providing Hope through Ovarian Cancer Research. And
is that how this tournament came about?
That's how this tournament came about.
Tell me how the tournament came about. What's the tournament for?
And the tournament is strictly for raising money. And our foundation is called Un-Teal There's a Cure. Teal is the color for ovarian cancer. So we kind of do a play on words there. We started it in 2012. It's a 501c nonprofit. We do two events a year right now. We do the golf tournament in September, which is the Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. And we do a sporting clays event in May. So Karen participated in a number of clinical trials of new medicine, and we knew we had to get involved in funding to do that. So since 2012, we've raised over $340,000 that we've actually donated at this point. And we expect to do a minimum of another $100,000 this year.
So Karen was around from the start. Karen helped.
Karen was very involved in it from the start. She and I founded it. She was the president. Like I say, I lost her in 2016. It was her passion to start this, because you know, when they tell you there's no more treatments and then the hope's gone, and we don't want that to happen to anybody else. So she was very involved in starting it and building our board, and she was here for every event.
That's pretty cool. So you can feel her spirit in this.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Very emotional time. My daughters are here. They both serve on the board. They've been involved with us as a family from the get-go, and we've seen it grow and grow and grow. We're very blessed. Very blessed.
Part of Karen's legacy.
It absolutely is. We even have a doctor that treated her at Mayo has come down as part of this. Karen had a way of touching everybody that she met.
Ovarian cancer is a really challenging disease to treat, because whereas breast cancer has a mammogram to detect early disease, colorectal cancer has a colonoscopy, ovarian cancer does not have an early detection test. And so the vast majority of the ovarian cancer we diagnose is diagnosed only after it's spread within the abdominal cavity. As such, while we can usually get the cancer to go into remission where we can't detect it, relapse is the norm. And so we treat patients with an aggressive surgery, a very aggressive course of chemotherapy, and although the cancer is in remission, we know that about 80% of the time the cancer is going to come back. We want to change that. And we're not going to be able to change it by doing things the same as we've always done. So the answer is going to come through clinical research. One of the areas that I focus on for my research is vaccines, and trying to get the body's immune system to attack the cancer as if it were a virus or a bacteria. The vaccine is designed so that it targets proteins that are made by the cancer, but not made by normal cells in the body. And we have tried such a vaccine in patients, and actually tried it in the founder of Un-Teal There's a Cure, Karen Collins. And unfortunately, the vaccine didn't work for her. Her cancer recurred anyways. However, we've noticed that rather than 80% of patients developing recurrence, when we use the vaccine, only about 60% develop recurrence. And so on the one hand, we're encouraged by this. It seems like the vaccine may be helping patients. On the other hand, there's a long way to go. We're trying to develop a new vaccine that specifically targets those cells within the ovarian cancer that are most refractory to chemotherapy. So we can target the cells that are the likeliest to recur. None of this would be possible without time and money, and so we so appreciate your willingness to support Un-Teal There's a Cure and ovarian cancer research. There are some cancers where funding is a high priority. Ovarian cancer is relatively underfunded. Part of that is because with such a deadly disease, there are not as many survivors to kind of take up the cause and campaign for Congress. So it is a lower funding priority by the NIH than some other tumor types.
So a golf tournament like this is even more important.
Absolutely.
It's more than a golf tournament.
Absolutely. A golf tournament like this is the reason why some of the research happens.
It's more than a round of golf.
It's absolutely a lot more than a round of golf. You're touching 1 in 75 women will be affected by ovarian cancer. There will be 22,000 diagnosed this year, 16,000 will die. And you've got an opportunity to advance medicine for a lot of women and a lot of husbands like me and daughters.
So when you play in this, your money goes really straight to cancer research.
Straight to cancer research. We have no paid employees as far as Un-Teal There's a Cure. It is every penny goes straight to ovarian cancer research.
That's awesome. Mike, anything you'd like to add?
Thank you, and please, we need all the help we can get. If you don't play golf, if you don't shoot sporting clays, send a check. It all goes to a good place. It's a good soil. It'll reap good benefits for a lot of people, a lot of families.